to agenda item 7. This is the approval of financials. 7.1, resolution approving bills, authorizing budget transfers, accepting monthly financial report. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. I need a second.
Second.
Discussion.
You know, the separate document with the list of bills for payment and ratification causes me some grief. You know, there's, let me just get you the right number, 1,163 bills in there. It's go as low as $4.89. It is. I don't wish to study that. I'm going to abstain from any vote on this, and I hope reason will prevail so that we end up. We need to lower the bar from 5,500, but you know, $4.89 is not worth making any judgment on, along with 1,162 others.
The print is so small you can hardly read it.
Bill, I am with you 100% on your statements. I agree with you. I find this to be bad public policy, and public policy by this board or any board should be dictated by the concerns of the taxpayers and by what we know is a problem or not a problem. At this point in time, this has never been a problem for this Board of Trustees. It's never been a problem for this college. And for us to make policy based on something in the newspaper is outrageous. We should be doing public policy is what's good for us, what's good for the taxpayers, what's good for the students. And I'm with you with that on that 100%. And we're going to have to find a way around this and do it at a bar is going to have to be a little higher than just $4.85 and all that crap. Plus, we have very good, honest administrators, and they're checked by 2 people. That's always been our policy for the last 10 years or so, and that's the direction we should be doing this. We can do the bigger ones, we can set the bar at a different number, but to go through this is meaningless to a Board of Trustees, and we don't have the expertise to go through this.
No,
We don't have the information even to understand all of
Sure.
what's in here, number
Right.
1. And number 2, it's a huge, I mean, this is a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Do all this paperwork and then, you know, spiral bind it and.
Sure, we went in this direction, and we discussed it with the board. It was because the requirement is for you to approve all bills. At other colleges I've had, they had various means to do that, and I think the board may wish to use one of those other means. I gave the example of having a board member look at them and you rotate, and so you do it once or twice a year, let's say, and you look at them and then you talk with the administration about it, and then you say to the other board members, I've examined those.
Yeah, that's still putting us in the same position.
Yeah, it is.
A board member or 7 board members, and I would have serious doubts in my own ability as a trustee to say, and as a lawyer, to say whether that would actually be acceptable or legal as far as giving one board member that kind of authority. The statutes are very clear about this board only operates by as being needed.
You wouldn't be giving that authority to a board member. The board member would act almost like a subcommittee of the board, come to the board and say, I've examined the bills. The board would still act as a board. They would rotate too. That's just an idea.
Yeah,
We'll go back and check again and see what we can do with the limit. But I think the issue is the board needs to approve all bills.
The board needs to approve all bills.
The board needs.
We always have approved all bills, though. I think what we're doing now is overreacting due to some situations that occur on other campuses and information in the newspapers. And I do think that this board has been fairly careful about what they do and what they look at, and how things are approved or not approved, and we haven't had it, as far as any of us know, haven't had any situation where it's been abused. So we need to find some way to do what we're supposed to be doing as a board without wasting excessive amounts of time, without people having to waste their time to prepare all this for us, without wasting the paper, and without an understanding of what all these things are.
Yeah, and the other thing too is every community college in the state of Illinois is under the same statute. Yeah, so there's 39 other college districts out there that are dealing with this same issue. Let's get some how other folks dealing with it. I mean, we know how some of them are, but yeah, there's got to be a better way.
I do know somebody, one of them that I talked to specifically, did the board subcommittee type thing, where they did have somebody who went in ahead of the board meeting and reviewed everything at some point prior to the board meeting, and then came back to the board as a whole and said, okay, I've looked at everything, here's the things I had questions on, or here's what we straightened out, and now we are looking to see if the board will approve it. I know that some do that, but I don't know that we have people who are willing to take that on either.
Well, and let me just throw this out as well, because I think we do have a policy, and David, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there a dollar amount threshold that we put on certain items that you can just go ahead and do, as opposed to having it come to the board? Maybe we need to take a look at whatever that threshold is to help ease some of this.
On the purchasing side, we have mirrored state law where they allow thresholds where you're not seeing things, for example, construction projects under 50,000, other types of contracts under 25,000.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting we go that high, but maybe it'll take implementing a policy that puts a threshold on what we see, and then automatically approve. At the discretion of the vice president of money to pay the other bills.
Vice President.
I like that title.
I like that title.
Martha? That's you.
As we change the bills, could we get that approved too?
Yeah.
So, we just presented this as we discussed with you. We're just following through on what that discussion was. We'll go back and do some further explanation, Dave, we can present you with some options and do some further research. Sir.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Bob about
Because I thought at the last board meeting you said that this was going to be the first thing you were going to try to see if this worked.
Yeah,
right.
And I've gotten feedback on there's on different ways to look at it. The departments say I can't tell which are my bills and which aren't. So
Yeah.
We'll work
we can work on that, and I can talk to my colleagues as well to see what those are.
I was looking for my name in here, I couldn't find it.
At the beginning.
I think it's a great attempt, actually. I think it's a great first attempt and gives us an opportunity to comment on it. My question is, what is our fiduciary responsibility exactly? What are we supposed to be checking for the validity? Because we don't have, like, I see a Sam's Club, $110.
I think
I
that's
mean,
the
it's
point.
just an accounting, really, it's just an accounting record. It doesn't tell me if the person who authorized the Sam's Club purchase, if they were properly, did they go through the proper channels?
Aren't there
Or did they
codes
have
on
a
all
party
that?
Sunday afternoon, watch the Bears, and they decide, what are we checking for?
The statute talks about the board approving all bills. It doesn't talk about the size of the bills. It says-
No, not the sides.
Donation was in codes.
It doesn't describe what approval means or what you've got to do in order to approve them. It does talk about that an adequate description of the bill would include a crosswalk from the code of expenditures under the Community College Act and whatever the expenditure is in the body of the report. But that would be an adequate description. I don't think that could realistically expect the Board of Trustees to find out what a $8.95 expenditure at Menards was. It's not realistic.
Or if they are properly approved to make such a purchase. That's not.
There's
that's
no
not our-
possible way that you could operate a college under those circumstances, but it does require that the board approve those.
But that, to be honest with you, that would be the more important question. Instead of the actual dollars, the more important question is the person who's actually doing the transaction, were they actually authorized to do such a transaction?
Well, I
That would
think
be
that's
more
what
important.
Rich Anderson was just saying, is that we've got the checks and balances in place where we know that our administration is checking and double checking, and things don't get approved for expenditure without you guys looking at them and making sure that they're going for what they're supposed to go for.
Yeah, and
So that's already been done before it comes to us.
And the interesting part too, and I've been around as long as some of us have been around, we used to get a stack of papers like this that had each and every
Yes.
expenditure that was being paid by the College of Lake County. And we discontinued that practice because it was a stack of paper like this, and there's no way you can go through it, and it had the $4.80. So now we've come full circle, where we used to do it, we says, okay, no, this is a waste, and now we're back doing it again. We need to figure out a better way.
I agree. Okay, so what we're voting on tonight is to approve the budget that we have right now in front of us, the transfers, the monthly financial report. We're not voting on the way that it's coming to us, because we all are in agreement that this has to change. This is not,
I wouldn't say we are all in agreement, Chair.
okay, most of us feel that there have to be changes on this. So we've already had a motion and a second, and we need a roll call to approve the budget.
Ms. Teague? Aye. Dr. Griffin?
Aye.
Ms. Howland? Aye. Mrs. Olschlager?
Just clarification, are we doing just 7.1?
Just 7.1.
Aye.
Ms. Paul?
Aye.
Mr. Anderson?
Aye.
Dr. Kerrigan?
Stay.
Moving on to 7.2, approval of insurance programs, premiums. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Just a comment, as I was looking at the comparison from 2014 to 2015, I noticed the one category is down in our insurance, and that's in the area of crime. So that's a good thing. That means we're doing a good job on campus if our insurance premiums for crime is going down.
Any other comments on 7.2? Roll call, please.
No, I have a question.
Wait, okay.
I have a question, and maybe just some clarification from David or David's group. I also asked David about the questions, the insurance premiums and the changes year over year. And David, your comment was, if we see an excessive increase, we will ask for a new quote. We have not had to do so in 5 years. My question is, what does the broker actually do? Because I'm thinking that this is done every year to make sure that there is proper review of these premiums. So I'm curious about what, for the broker fee of $30,000, what does that broker do if you've not had to have a new quote in the last 5 years?
We haven't had to have a new quote on the broker's fee, but every year, at least one or multiple types of these coverages, we do receive multiple quotes.
Okay, and that's annually, it's examined annually, okay.
And so not only does the broker provide that, it starts with the broker's advice. This is something that you should look at, or from what
Okay.
I'm seeing with my other clients, we might be able to have someone sharpen the pencil. The other thing the broker provides for us as well is advice on risk at the college. So for example, with the master plan, we spent a lot of time. It's unusual that a college is having this many insurance certificates and this many types of risk activities. That only would occur when you have so many contractors that you're contracting with. So it's been very valuable to have somebody to provide a risk assessment.
Sure,
for
sure,
us.
yeah.
So those are the three things. I wouldn't want to, it would cost us a lot more as well if we asked someone to go out and bid each of these things every year. Sometimes you don't get the bid back either that you want. Sometimes they go up more if the carrier looks more into their claim experience. And in most cases, each of these have a different character.
Okay, and I'm looking at the sports accidents. Sports is obviously near and dear to my heart. 2013 to 2014, $13,000 increase. Are our athletes at risk, or what is
We
this
go
about?
for two things, more athletes being reported as part of the program.
Okay.
And some experience. And generally it takes about one lifetime in 1 year will take 3 years to rough out
Okay.
to get that back out of the system. But we've had more students playing sports as well.
Roll call, please. Ms. Teeting? Aye. Dr. Griffin?
Aye.
Ms. Howland? Aye. Ms. Olschlager?
Aye.
Ms. Paul?
Aye.
Mr. Anderson?
Aye.
Dr. Kerrigan?
Aye.